Hi beautiful weirdos, it's Charlotte here from Pretty Scary, and as you can see I've got a bit of an injury. I've actually done my Scream Unseen challenge, so I decided to recreate the arm wound out of the film, which was rather amazing and done by an amazing makeup artist, which I will link in the credit because the name eludes me at the moment. Did this with wax rather than my usual cotton wool and latex, which is just some cheap, easy effects for you lot all to try out there, though I will be doing some more pro level complicated sculpting, casting, that kind of thing effects later on in my channel when I've got the budget to do so. This is a good substitute in the meantime. So yep, hope you like it, and let's get on to the makeup.
Quickly go over the face makeup because there's not really very much to it. So it's just your normal standard base and under eye concealer, no contouring, nothing like that, because these people are punks, so they're not really bothered with the whole contouring Instagram makeup look. Little bit of highlighter and just some very rough brows and a little bit of dark brown underneath the eyes, smudge with my fingers to look a bit worn in, and a little bit of light brown on the lids, a little bit of blush, a little bit of mascara, like I say, very basic. And I don't know why there is a black line around this, I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Right, now I'm just painting on the black stripes that they had on, which were kind of like their war paint stripes when they were going after the bad guys, and just using some water-based colour for this and smudging it with my fingers. Now, annoyingly, for reasons known only to the gremlins of all things technical, I didn't record the first part of this, but what you've basically missed is I applied some Prosthetic skin adhesive on the areas where I wanted the cuts after first drawing out of cuts with a eyeliner, just using the picture from the film as the reference. And then once the glue had sort of gone clear and tacky, I applied rolled up sausages of wax onto there, and now you can just see me smoothing those sausages of wax down using a combination of metal nail tools and a rubber kidney, which you normally use for sculpting clay. And then I'm just taking a stipple sponge, which is quite a coarse sponge, and just creating some texture, which also helps to blend the wax into the natural skin. Now, it was a very warm day and this wax was just not behaving itself at all. You need to make sure you use lots of moisturiser or oil. I used a spray oil, which I just kept spraying on, and also use that on your tools. Obviously I'm using a spatula here, and I've got some oil on the tool and on the wax itself, so I can create the cuts, and use a baby wipe just to clean off your spatula between cuts. Like I say, the wax wasn't behaving, it kept melting and it was just being a complete pain in the arse. So it was a bit of a hot mess to begin with, but it got there in the end. You just had to be patient and persevere. And I'm just using the back of my nail to blend that down a little bit as well. And then applying some baby powder. This has two benefits. It takes away the shine from the wax, and it also absorbs all that oil, so that when you stipple on a thin layer of latex like I'm doing now, it will stick to the wax. So the thin layer of latex is just to blend the wax into the skin and seal it, so it's a bit more hard wearing, although wax isn't particularly hard wearing, so it's really only any good for kind of static shots. And then I'm just taking some thickened latex, which is just an old bottle of latex I had which has gone thick, or you can just leave some out for say 24 hours and it will go slightly thick, maybe not 24 hours actually, a little bit less than that. Or you can mix some with some corn flour or flour and it will create the same effect. And I'm just applying that into the large wound with a cotton bud to create a kind of fatty underskin effect. That's the proper technical term for it, underskin effect. Then I'm just going over with a normal foundation just to blend the wax tone into the skin tone a little bit better. Just a very light foundation because I've got very pale arms, and just stippling that on with a sponge. And then just powdering again with the baby powder.
All the wax on, I'm going back to my normal filming angle because filming on the desk like that is just so bloody difficult, which is why I very rarely do tutorials for bits and pieces that I make outside of the actual makeups where I need to be filming my hands because I've got no good way of doing it. I need to sort that out, I know, but yeah. So here's the wax. All the wax cuts done and built and sealed. and powdered and make-upped. So now I just need to colour the wounds. I'll do my best to colour it so that you can see it. Obviously this isn't the ideal angle for that, but I should try my best. So yeah, hey, just music back on.
So first taking a bright red water-based paint and a large brush and just painting that into the cuts. I'm using Grimace paint, face paint, and using a finer brush just to go into those thinner cuts. So there you go. And then using a yellow water-based paint to do the sort of yellow fatty deposits under the skin, the underskin bit that I referenced earlier on. And then going in with a darker toned red to create some more depth and more realistic look to those cuts. Again, just using the picture for reference. And then taking my lovely alcohol palette and using a mixture of black, blue and dark red. Oops. If you don't have an alcohol palette, you can use just very watered down water-based paints and just continue with those. You don't have to use the alcohol paints, but I do like the effect that they give. So I'm just painting it on the skin just to look like sort of a smudged blood effect, because obviously you would be bleeding quite a lot if this had happened to you. And then going in with a soft sponge and stippling a very, very watered down red, or should I say alcoholed down red, because you dilute it with alcohol, not water. And just stippling that over those wax areas just to make it look a bit more realistic and a bit more like a skin tone rather than all one flat colour. And then just going in with a little extra alcohol just to kind of smudge that out a little bit more. And then going in with some neat liquid alcohol paints and painting some blood streaks coming down from those wounds. I do like doing this with alcohol paint because it stays on and it doesn't go all over the place like fake blood does. Now I'm just going in with some thick blood and just putting that into those wounds to give a bit of wetness and a bit of, you know, nasty gooey-ness to those cuts.
Hello, you alright? I'm filming. Oh! Is that recorded? Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Oh my god! Is it actually filming? Yeah, it is. But you can edit this out. Yeah. Okay.
She is going to kill me. Can you edit this out? She says. Yes, I said of course I can. Sorry, Katie. Right, just going in with some fake blood now to give a little bit of wetness. You need a bit of wetness in your cuts, so to speak. There we go.
Right, so this is the finished look. Obviously not exactly like the girl in the film because she's wearing a shirt and a bomber jacket, which obviously I can't wear because it would cover all of this. And also in the film, for those of you who've seen it, it's not actually the girl that gets her arm cut up, but you know, I'm a girl. I still think, as I have thought in the past, and as I know the lovely Mikey from Glam and Gore agrees with, that wax is the work of the devil. It's just the hardest thing to control and it just does not behave itself. And I really don't like working with it, especially on a really warm day like today, because it just kept melting on me and there was nothing I could do. But I got it to work in the end, and it does give a more professional look than the whole latex and cotton wool thing, but it's not as long lasting. It's only really any good for a static shot, which is what I'm doing today, because as soon as you start moving around, the wax can start to lift, even if you've used glue and you've sealed it with latex and everything like I've done today, especially on a part of your body that's moving around a lot. So please comment and let me know if you've worked with wax before and if you also think it is the devil. There's a brilliant bloke called Powder FX, and I will actually link his channel underneath here, and he just is amazing with wax. I don't know how he does it. I actually think that maybe he has made some pact with the wax devils and demons, and they've like given him some kind of special powers that the rest of us don't have. But yeah, he's amazing. Check him out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the red subscribe button below. It's free, you don't have to pay for it, which a lot of people have said to me recently. They thought they had to pay to subscribe to a YouTube channel. You don't, it's free. You just press the red button and that's it, you are subscribed. And so yeah, hit the subscribe and help me to keep going with this channel and bringing you all this weird and wonderful shit. And thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.